Like, I can't believe that happened. Like, section 2, which was over. Didn't do well. Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I just got back from the gym. I'm about to make me some lunch. I have some avocado toast with some tomatoes. I'm gonna put some sea salt on it, just a little bit. So I went to the gym today. I haven't worked out in about a week. It's been about a week. I found out that I did not do well on my NCLEX 2 weeks ago, 2 Thursdays ago now. After I didn't do well on Thursday, I ended up having to go on a trip on Monday. So I went to the Bahamas, which was really fun. It was supposed to be to celebrate passing my NCLEX, but that is not what happened. So I just spent a lot of time just like, you know, forgiving myself and being very kind to myself and relaxing and trying to just like not think about it all. And I enjoyed myself. I had a really good time. Came back on Thursday, I think it was. Took another few days off. I didn't have to work. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week I was working, and now today obviously is Thursday, which makes 2 weeks since my exam, and finally getting back to working out and, you know, all that good stuff. So, and then I stopped by the store, grabbed a few groceries because I wanted to have some avocado toast for lunch, a little snack. And I got some blueberries because I love blueberries. So I'm gonna have that, and I can't get this open. This looks so good. Cheers. Okay, so a few things before I go study at Starbucks. I am taking once again my productivity shot. This is like the best productivity shot ever. I have been taking them now for a little over a week, and let me just say it has been the best thing. It just really helps me focus. It has ashwagandha in it, which stimulates your brain, allows you to focus, and it has honey in it, it has matcha in it, it has all these great things, nootropics in it, and pretty much all those things put together help you study, help you focus, and help you get shit done. Help you get done. Y'all know me, I am all about productivity, I'm all about getting things done, and so especially since I've been taking a week off after, a week and some days off after not doing so well on my NCLEX, getting back into studying, I definitely needed this. If you guys would like to try it out, you should definitely try it out. I will put all the information down in my bio. You can use my code Nursing Diary to get 20% off your first purchase. I also do recommend this for clinical days, magic mind, productivity, get things done, stay on your toes, focus. Yes, yes, yes. So honestly, today has been like a really slow day for me. Like I said, it's my first day actually getting back to like my in-depth routine, is being back at work. And so before, when I would work Monday through Wednesday, Thursdays were always my days. I would always do practice questions while I was at work, or I would always listen to my Mark K lectures, finish completing my notes or go over my notes. Y'all know that I had that little notebook where I highlighted and I wrote down all my notes. So I would usually do that Monday through Wednesday, and I would have enough time to go through at the minimum 30 questions while I was at work. Some days I was able to get like 75 questions. Some days I was even able to get more than 75 questions. It really just depended on the workload. Thursday, Friday, and my weekends were meant for waking up in the morning, going to the gym, and as soon as I was done at the gym, I would go study in a coffee shop. Now feels like kind of weird, I'm not even gonna lie. I get a lot of anxiety when I start studying, which is weird, and I don't know, like the first day I started actually doing more practice questions, which was on Monday, or I think on Sunday, I really felt like super nervous. Like I felt as if I was taking my NCLEX again, and I was so nervous, like my heart was racing while I was doing these questions, and I have this new weird anxiety feeling when I'm doing practice questions. But it has gotten better over the last few days. I will say that this has been a still very depressing and sad experience. Although now I feel like I'm making lemonade out of the lemons that I've been given, to where I'm like, you know what? It's okay. I need to come back stronger. Like, part of me wants to sit back and be like, oh my God, like, I can't believe that happened. Like, so depressed, and looking at everybody else becoming a nurse, and it's just like, ah. And then the other part of me is like, I'm about to go super hard. I'm about to just go hard and get this, get things done. But I would be lying if I said that every day is like that. It's definitely not. In regards to my job that I had initially, y'all know that back in March, I got my dream job at my dream hospital as a ER nurse at a level 1 trauma center. Not the actual trauma unit, but my dream was to work at a level 1 trauma hospital and in the ED. And so that's the job that I got, and I was so excited, and I finally revealed to everybody that me and my 3 nursing besties were gonna work there together, and we were all so excited to do that. But now obviously we will not all be working together. So I officially got the word that I am unable to be in my residency program anymore. So initially I was supposed to start working in 2 weeks on July 27th. But now, obviously, because I did not pass my NCLEX, I am not allowed to start with my residency cohort. So initially the plan was that I would start with the next cohort in October. However, my specific hospital in my specific unit will not have an October residency in the ED. So the next residency available is going to be February of 2023. And I just don't think that I can do that. I don't think that I will be able to wait until February of 2023 to start, doing things as a nurse. So I have started applying to other positions, different positions elsewhere at a different hospital, at this hospital where I did get hired. So it is kind of very discouraging, and it kind of puts me in shambles sometimes, between thinking that, oh my God, just a few months ago, I feel like I had my whole career, not my whole career, but like at least the next 18 months of my career planned out, and thinking that I was going to be in a residency, and thinking that I was going to be moving soon, and like all these things planned out, and none of that is happening because I did not do well on my NCLEX, and it really sucks. Definitely sucks. So now I'm like trying to scramble everything and come up with a plan B. What am I going to do about a job? What am I going to do about moving? What am I going to do about blah blah blah, all this other stuff? And a lot of people say, hey, well, that's not important right now. You definitely need to focus on your NCLEX. But I am definitely the person that needs to know. I need to have a plan in regards to everything that's not going to work the way it was supposed to work. I feel like it's a very humbling experience. God keeps telling me to sit down, be humble, because I am always someone who feels like that I need to kind of control what's going on, control my situation. The last time I felt like things were in shambles was when I was trying to get into nursing school. I feel like I mentioned this in my last video. But the last time that I had a really hard time with this was when I was trying to get into nursing school, and I did not get accepted into TW the first time. And so I was like, oh my God, like this didn't work out. It's going to push me back like months. I'm not going to be in school. I need to apply to a new program and like blah, blah, figure out what I'm going to do next. And my friend gave me really good advice, and she said, hey, you're trying to control the situation. I really want you to sit down, pray, meditate, ask God what he wants you to do, ask God what the next steps are, and just slow down for a second. So I feel like that's what's happening yet again. And sometimes it is unsettling, and then sometimes it's just like, you know what, I've been through this before. Everything in this life is ever changing. Everything in this life is non-permanent. So I'm constantly going through changes, constantly going through things that were not part of the plan. And it's specifically because I feel like I know my plan, and when things don't go as to the way I planned it, I'm like, oh, freaking out. It's not, you know, things are not great, blah, blah, blah. So long story short, I'm just hoping to relax and settle into whatever this phase or transition might mean for me, might mean for my journey. Part of me is like, maybe it's so that I can slow down and enjoy the now, because I'm never actually enjoying my specific accomplishments. Right now I'm always planning for what's next, and maybe it's just time for me to enjoy where I am and just have peace in this situation. Or maybe it's because I was seeing too small. Maybe it's because I thought that I really wanted to work at this specific hospital, this specific unit. Obviously God might be saving me for something. Maybe I wasn't actually ready. Maybe I wasn't ready, or maybe he's protecting me for something that he doesn't want me or need me to go through right now. Or maybe I was seeing too small. Maybe he has something even greater at a different hospital or a different state, or whatever the case may be. I don't know. A lot of questions about my glasses. These are blue light glasses. I'm really a fan of blue light glasses because I'm always on my computer, whether I'm studying or whether I'm at work, stuff like that. So I always wear my blue light glasses just to kind of, even when I'm not. Sometimes I just wear them because they're super cute. But I get a lot of questions about them, and these are from AccuShield, and I am currently trying to get you guys a deal on these glasses, and hopefully I can get them like 20% off for you guys, so you guys can order them, and I'll give the specific link that you guys can order them from. But until then, these are from AccuShield, the shade Tortoise, and the style I can't necessarily remember right now, but I will leave all the details in the description box for those of you who are interested. Review. That is what I've been using to now study for my NCLEX. I've been using Archer Review, and also someone was super nice and sent me all of their notes from NCLEX High Yield, which I also heard really good things about in regards to helping to break down the questions and stuff like that. So somebody sent all his notes, which he took super in-depth notes, which I'm really appreciative about. And I also created a calendar, but my calendar was based off of NCLEX High Yield, which I need to make a separate one because I feel like I'm mostly going to be using Archer Review and then using NCLEX High Yield to kind of like brush up on things like that. Although I will say that Archer Review is big on like the video content in regards to like NCLEX Review and then just using the questions, versus NCLEX High Yield I think is mostly off of like how to answer the questions. Not necessarily sure, but I will say that I've been using Archer Review so far, so I do need to make a separate calendar for studying Archer Review, but this is the calendar that I have been using. And pretty much I just had every single day, like I was going to do the intro lecture, and then the section 2, which was over cardio, section 3, which over GI. It has specific sections on what you need to know. Once I get through my Archer Review, there's like a 9-hour freaking thing on Archer Review, which is like a 2-day review over the NCLEX. But then after you do the 9-hour one, they have one that pretty much goes over the specific topics, such as like cardiac and stuff like that, which I can still use this calendar, just adjust the little dates and stuff like that. So by the end of this week, I do plan on getting through the full 9-hour lecture with all the notes and review of all the systems. And this was all of my notes. I took so many, just so y'all can actually know that like I studied for this NCLEX. Like I studied hard for this NCLEX, like for real. These were all of my notes, and it's pretty thick. I have pages on pages on pages of review and just tons of things. It's just never ending. This whole first chunk is everything I studied for my first round of for my first NCLEX. This is my new notes with Archer Review, which I do want to go through and add sticky notes with compare and contrast from Mark K and Archer Review. So I think that is going to be really helpful, because sometimes I go through Archer Review and I'm like, oh, okay, I remember Mark K said this, which makes it super easy. Because I will say that Archer Review has lists, like it's nothing but just lists that she's naming out, and Mark K was like, I'm not big on lists. So that's the difference between the two. But I think comparing and contrasting the two and adding specifically the notes that I'm both is a really good content review. So I'm gonna be doing that. However, this time around I don't want to focus so much on the content, because I do feel like I know my content. I think it's breaking down the specific questions and knowing how to answer those questions the NCLEX way. I'm gonna go ahead and talk about the actual Archer Review question bank, which I think is great. A lot of people are like, UWorld, which I think that UWorld was wonderful. I think it was great. I got projected a high chance of passing the NCLEX, which obviously didn't work out that way. But I thought UWorld was great. I think I maybe wasn't doing enough questions every day. Maybe I should have been doing like 145 questions every single day, which I did not do. But I also do think that the questions on UWorld are very, very detailed, versus the questions on the NCLEX are very simple. And I am someone who can think through like long questions and like figure those out, versus the NCLEX questions were like very short and sweet. And I was like, is this a trick? Is this a trick? And I second guessed almost every single question. A lot of people were like, well, that's where you went wrong. That's what you weren't supposed to do. You never change your answer and all these things. So like specific testing strategies, I do need to practice that and try to work on that. But this is what Archer Review looks like. It looks exactly like UWorld for the most part. For those of you who have used UWorld, it looks pretty much just like this. I will say that the rationales on UWorld are a little better, but for the most part, it's exactly the same. Like it has your name up here on UWorld, it has this little thing up here, it has the time. It's exactly what it looks like on the NCLEX, except it doesn't have all of this at the top. On Archer Review, it also has the option to strike out specific options. It pretty much gives you the same little overview down here as to if you got it correct or incorrect, how many peers answered it correctly, how many people answered it incorrectly, the time you spent on answering the question, and the last time that this question bank was updated. But the rationales on UWorld, I think, are so much better. There have been specific disease processes that I don't necessarily know, and it didn't specifically go over the disease process. It just went over like why the answer was correct, which I had to end up Googling like what the disease process was, and like, okay, now I understand why it was correct. So that's the only thing I would say is a little different with Archer Review versus UWorld. UWorld literally gives you everything you need to know and rationales behind it. But every single question that I get wrong, I utilize the mark for review, which was also on UWorld, and I also use the notes section, which also looks exactly like UWorld, and I did this for UWorld as well. So every single question I got wrong, I would click mark for review, and then I would go over here and I would click add notes, and I will update a note, and then it saves. And then in your little Q bank, in this little Q bank, you can go back and you can look at all of the notes you've written. So these are the notes that I have so far over what specific topic that you were lacking in, and you can also go over all of the questions that you missed. When you create a new test bank, you can either click like unused questions, or you can click used questions, incorrect questions. And so another thing that I didn't necessarily do last time was go over all the ones I got incorrect, which I feel like was almost vital, because obviously I kept getting these ones wrong for a reason, because I didn't understand them, which I should have went over again, and I did not. I just would get the question wrong, and then I would retype like why I got the question wrong. I would retype what pretty much I missed about it in my notes section, what this process was. Like, I would just retype all the information. But I didn't necessarily go over it twice. So that is one thing that I am trying to focus on again this time around, going back over everything I get incorrect, doing more practice questions. And then another thing I might also do is schedule my NCLEX for later in the day, but I'm not trying to focus on that right now. I just want to focus on getting all these questions down, and then when I do my assessment on Archer Review, maybe in about a week or so, making sure I do it at a specific time that I know my NCLEX will be, eliminating all distractions, being in a quiet area, and really focus on it, and not second guessing my answers and things like that. So far that is my plan. I am just going to go ahead and study a little bit more, let you guys see what's been going on, and I will also let you guys see my notes that I wrote for Archer Review on my iPad. But that is pretty much it for now. Well, thank you guys for watching. That is going to be it for this week's video. I am going to head home and study a little bit more since Starbucks is now closing. I got through a lot of questions, which I'm super excited about, and I was doing pretty good on the questions, so hopefully it remains on the up and up until the next time I take my next NCLEX. I will definitely keep you guys up to date in regards to what's next, in regards to new jobs and all that good stuff. So anyway, thank you guys for always supporting me and encouraging me through these changing times. It definitely is different, definitely wasn't expecting it, but I appreciate all the encouraging words that you guys have sent me, and I just love y'all so much. So thank you, and I hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. Don't forget to always be kind, love yourself and others, and always go out and try your best, and I will see you guys in the next one.